What is that?
It's my bone.
God damn it, Cartman!
How would you like to suck my balls?
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was... How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison?
Holy shit, dude.
Who's the boy that can laugh at a storm cloud, turn around into a smile for free? Who's the kid with a heart full of magic? Everyone knows it's Butter.
That's me.
What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to another edition of
Suck my balls, suck my balls, my balls, my balls, suck 'em dry.
I'm your host on the scene with the air is clean, and I'm lighting up that green. Ya boy, MSG. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Matthew_Schaffer. Each and every week, I'm joined by two guys who like to suck balls, who like to drink balls, who like to eat balls, like to touch balls, like to swap balls. And in 2 weeks from now, I will be joining one of them in sunny Arizona.
Suck my balls, suck my balls, my balls.
I don't know why they keep going off. In 2 weeks, I will be joining him in sunny Arizona. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to his broadcast for the season 5 finale. What's up, Scoop? We're back for another edition. And we are going to be ready to rock and roll, as I know this is one of your favorite episodes, and you are going to drive the narration today. That's how much you love it, okay? But first, before we get there, before we get into a dismay, this guy does get pissed off.
You piss me off, you fucking jerk.
Dirty Joe Vernola.
You saying that I get pissed off pisses me off. I don't get pissed off.
And it's down, I'm on the left, and down, I'm on the right. Come on, you fucking nothing, get your right, left, right. Get off the sled, you goddamn goofy nose. You piss me
Don't me.
We're back, guys. Joe, you feeling good? Feeling great?
Oh, feeling good, feeling great, feeling good. How are you?
Doing good. Feeling good, feeling great, feeling awesome. Okay, that's great. Hi, how's it going? Let's go. Yes, guys, we're back for another edition, the season 5 finale, Suck My Balls, episode number 82. And it is it is the second time that we really get another character getting their own episode. The first was Pip, but we say fuck Pip. But to Butters, by God, we love Butters because everyone's got a little bit of Butters inside them, as we all know, and we heard from that intro song there. Scoop, why don't you saddle up, unholster that mic, and take us on the Butters ride?
All right, so this is Butters' very own episode. This is the 14th and final episode of season 5, and 79th overall episode of South Park. It's originally aired on December 12th, 2001, and lost. Butters determinedly makes his way through porn theaters and gay bathhouses in an effort to get his dad back home in time to eat at Bennigans for his parents' anniversary. So, the episode begins with the theme song about Butters. There we go. That's Butters. Initially, the premise seems light and sitcom-like simple. Butters expresses excitement about his parents' upcoming anniversary, which they're going to celebrate at Butters' favorite restaurant, Bennigans.
All right, Mom. I'm all done wrapping Dad's anniversary present for you.
Oh, is it someone's anniversary soon?
Oh, you.
Just kidding. Ooh, I wonder what it is.
It's a... Oh, shucks, I can't tell you. But it's really nifty.
Well, it looks like we're going to have to do something extra special for Mommy and Daddy's anniversary this year. How about on Saturday we all go have dinner at Bennigans?
Bennigans? Oh, boy, you mean it? Whoopee! At Bennigans, I'm going to get the ranch baby back ribs.
Down there, cowboy. You've still got 4 days.
4 days? Oh, I don't know how I'm going to wait that long.
Calm down there, cowboy.
So, a few days before their anniversary, Mrs. Dodge asks Butters to spy on his father in order to find out what his gift for her will be. She is convinced that'll be better than her gift for him.
Yeah, she makes a point of saying that he always gets good gifts and she never does. So she asks him to go.
Oh, I wonder what it's going to get me this year.
We won't know till we're at Bennigans.
Every year it's the same. Your father gets me some great gift and my gift to him falls short. I've just got to outdo him this year. I've just got to.
Dad's a good shopper, all right.
Butters, maybe you could secretly follow your dad and see what he's getting me.
You mean spy on him? But ain't that kind of like fibbing?
No, it's a little different. You remember when the nice policeman gave you a badge and made you an honorary inspector?
Sure I do.
Why, I think Inspector Butters could find out what Daddy's getting Mommy without him ever knowing. What do you say?
Inspector Butters is on the case, ma'am.
Everyone knows it's Butters.
Well, that's me.
That's the genesis there of Inspector Butters. Inspector Butters is on the case.
So this kind of shows how psycho his mom is a little bit, huh? How crazy his parents are.
Yeah,
So weird, dude.
no doubt.
Yeah, they're definitely bipolar.
Hey, Dad, can I come upstairs and have some, what was it? Can I have some raviolis or whatever he says? SpaghettiOs? Can I have some SpaghettiOs? And when they think that he's, sure, don't bury your son in the pet cemetery and any burial ground starts. Dad, it's dead. And he makes a return this episode. Every fucking Butters episode that has to do with like this, this guy shows up.
Yep.
Dad is dead, Butters.
He needs to feed.
Needs to be. Go ahead, Scoop.
So Butter follows his dad as he enters a gay theater called Stud Cat Theater with fisting firemen. Oh, gee, Mom, I haven't seen 1 through 8. Then a gay bathhouse called the White Swallow and has casual sex with men. He doesn't understand the seriousness of what he saw, so he quite cheerfully when he tells his mother about what occurred and shows her the photos he took to prove it, believing his father went to see a sad movie as he left with lots of tissues, and that his father was wrestling at that bathhouse.
I'm going to play this clip and then I want to dissect the psychosis here,
Yeah.
Mr. Stodge.
Dad's going to see a movie. How nice. White Swallow Bathhouse.
Everyone knows it's Butters.
Well, that's me. I'm back, Ma.
Oh, hi, sweetie. Did you get to follow your dad around?
I sure did. Dad sure had a nice night out.
Well, did you see what he got me for our anniversary?
Well, first, he went to see a movie.
A movie? Huh. I wonder why he'd want to see a movie by himself.
I don't know, but it wasn't the movie theater at the mall. No, it was that really old theater downtown, that Stud Cat. I didn't even know it was open.
Wait a minute. What was the movie called?
Fisting Fireman 9. I never seen 1 through 8.
Oh, my God.
But it must have been a real short movie, though, because Dad came out like 10 minutes later. It must have been a sad film, too, because he had a bunch of tissue paper with him when he came out. Poor old Dad. Movie really got to him.
Butters, where did Daddy go after the movie?
To the gym.
To the gym.
Yeah, the White Swallow Spa.
Oh,
Yep, he went there and he wrestled with all kinds of guys. He wasn't too good, though. This one black guy had him pinned down for 15 minutes straight.
Butters, are you sure about this? You have to be absolutely sure.
Inspector Butters gets all the facts. I even got some neato pictures. The only thing I can't figure out is why Dad told you he was going shopping for your present when he was going out seeing movies and wrestling. Oh, did you have a nice trip, Mom? See you next fall. Mom? Well, that's me.
Okay. I have a question here. Why the hell would he leave the theater with the tissues?
Like,
Like,
want to throw them away in the bath, in the in the trash can, evidence. I don't know.
I mean, okay, so when I was, and it might be different in Vegas, whatever. When I was like 18, I went to one of the, and like it's private theaters. It's not even like you're sitting in a theater with a bunch of dudes, and it wasn't a gay theater. It was like it was an arcade, what they call an arcade at Little Darlings, and it's like you pick the movie. There's like a giant trash can right there for you to use. You don't have to walk out with it. It's
Understand how serious this is. Now, urinal.
Scoop, do you think it's fucked up, or is it just me that he went into a jack-off house, he jacked off, and then after getting himself off, he then was like, I need to be plucked. Goes to a bathhouse so he can get fucked in the ass himself. I'm just like, it sounds like it's a lot of work. He should have just gone to the bathhouse right from the get-go. Is that just me, or is it just maybe he did it and then he was like, "That's not enough. I need more. I gotta go to the bathhouse now. I gotta get put in the butt. Yeah, put it in my butt." You're on mute.
It's like classic escalation, I guess. Because it started with him beating it in a theater, and then he was like, all right, well, now I need my butt slammed. You know?
Yeah, well, that's true. So Butters, or continue on. You're there.
So Butters followed Butters. Yes,
Hold on.
there we are.
I think you're coming through your mic. Can you tap on your mic? It just sounded really airy for a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, it did.
Let me move closer. Sound better?
Yeah.
All right. She then goes insane and spends the entire next day painting coat after coat of paint on the wall.
Paint. Must paint. Everything clean. Paint.
Wow, honey, you've painted the entire house 3 times.
Must
3 times.
clean. Everything new.
Say, Butters, I'm having real trouble finding an anniversary present for Mom. Any ideas?
I can't think of one.
Well, then it looks like I'm going to have to go out shopping again.
Paint. Everything clean. Everything new. Paint.
Everything clean, everything new, paint.
Butters again followed his dad to the bathhouse that night. And after briefly encountering Mr. Garrison in the steam room and Mr. Slave, or at least what sounds like a future Mr. Slave, anyway, meets up with Steven as he's masturbating on a bed in one of the rooms. Mr. Stotch is horrified upon seeing Butters there and advises him to go back home like a good little boy and wait for him. Butters cheerfully says goodbye and leaves.
Dad, you wrestling in here? Dad?
This room's taken.
Oh, pardon me, sirs. Dad? No?
Ah! Butters!
Hi, Dad!
Oh, God! Oh!
I'm glad I found you. I think I know the perfect anniversary present for Mom. What are you doing with your wiener out there, Dad?
Butters, you need to leave here right now. You need to get out of here. Go home and wait for me to talk to you.
Oh, all right then. We'll see you at home.
Oh, Jesus, no. Oh, what have I done?
So when he gets home, Butters' dad explains to him that it's okay to tell a little white lie in order to avoid emotionally hurting people and asks him not to tell his mom what he just saw. Butters says that it won't be any problem since he already knows Mr. Stotch is frightened now.
Son, I want to talk to you about lying.
Oh, I know lying's bad, Dad. You told me so.
Yes, it sure can be. But there are also times when distorting the truth a little is appropriate. These are called little white lies.
Little white lies?
You see, sometimes telling a little white lie is okay. Like, for instance, when you catch your father jacking off in a gay men's bathhouse.
Who's Jack?
Butters, I think that if you told Mommy what Daddy was doing tonight, well,
Who's Jack?
she might go completely insane.
Oh, no, that won't happen, Dad.
It won't? All right, good.
No, because I already told Mom and she's fine.
You, what?
Butters, Mommy wants to take you for a little drive now.
A drive? Oh, boy, I love a good drive. Is Dad coming too?
No, sweetie, Daddy needs to sit and think.
All right, see you in a bit, Dad. Oh, boy, a drive.
Oh boy, a drive.
Mr. Stotch then comes into the room and says in a dull tone that she wants... What?
You said Mr. 3 times. It's Mrs. Stotch.
Damn, you are ripped.
Yeah, well, I smoked all throughout that first one, and then no,
Yeah, I was gonna say you got up
four
to like 5.
Yeah.
Mrs. Stotch then comes into the room and says in a dull tone that she wants to take Butters for a car ride. She says that she also wants her husband to stay behind so he can think about what he is doing, as you heard. Mr. Stotch is concerned, but momentarily at a loss for words. Continue on there, Scoop.
It turns out that she intended to kill herself, but before she even did that, she decided that she should kill Butters so he would not be without a mother or raised by a sick bastard. That's what she says.
Exactly.
So she's going to drown Butters in the river. Butters, once again, has no idea what is really happening and proceeds to tell his mom about some difficulties he's having at school. She then gets out of the car, shifts the gear into neutral, and says that she will be with him shortly afterwards. And he's like, oh, Mom, the car's moving.
Right.
Well, geez, you wouldn't believe how angry I was when the teacher said I had to share my finger paints because I've been sharing them all along.
Butters, you know that Mommy loves you an awful lot, don't you?
Well, sure I do, Mom. I love you too.
And sometimes mommies do things that seem hurtful to their babies, but it's really for the best.
Oh, you mean like the time you washed my mouth out with soap for saying nutsack in front of Grandma? Yeah, I need to behave myself.
If a mommy has to end her life, she can't let her baby alone in the world to be raised by a sick pervert.
Well, sure, that makes sense, I suppose, yeah.
Sure.
Hey, did you see my mittens anywhere? It's cold out here.
Come on there.
I'm going to get out of the car now, Butters. I want you to stay put with your seatbelt fastened.
Oh, well, all right, Mom. Okay, then. You know, I think the car might be moving, Mom. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, as soon as the car hits the water, I'm
I'm
out.
heading for the water.
I'm like, shh.
It's okay, baby.
Right.
Mommy will be with you very soon.
Well, I think that, yep, it looks like the car's filling up with water. Yeah.
Everyone knows it's butter.
That's me.
Just that's the cutoff.
Everyone knows it's better than me.
They go back to that happy ass song.
So Butters, however, does not drown as she expected him to. Rather, the current carries the car for a long time down the stream. When it finally stops, and Butters, who is convinced that his car in the water incident was merely an accident, gets out and hurries back home. So he and his parents can still go to Bennigans. So we're not going to go over his whole trip.
Car's come to a stop. It's safe for me to unfasten my seatbelt. Boy, Mom must be worried sick about me right now. I gotta get back home. Gee whiz, where the heck am I?
All right, Butter's all lost out there now.
Gee whiz, where the heck am I? Later, Mr. Stotch comes into the house just as his wife finishes her suicide note and goes to hang herself, which she's like, she stops at ass face, which I thought was it ass face? It was ass face, right? I thought that was I lost it right there. That was so fucking hilarious. He manages to stop her from killing herself and admits to his homosexual affairs. He explains that his bi-curiousness grew out of experimentation on the internet. So that kind of like when I was saying, starting masturbation in the public theater and then moving to the sex part, because it started on talking about it on the internet, started the masturbation and led to sex. So
Right.
that like escalation shit. And tells her that he has become an addict. He refuses to take responsibility for his actions and instead blames the internet. Damn internet! He insists that he still loves Mrs. Stotch. And he does not want to lose his family. But then his wife confessed to have killed Butters.
My name's Butters. I'm 9 years old, and I'm bi-curious.
Don't have to worry about your family being in your way anymore.
No, Linda, I don't want that lifestyle. It's just kind of an addiction. I want help, and I'm going to get help. Please just give me a chance to make this all up to you. We can have a normal life.
There is no going back, Chris.
Sure there is.
No, our son is dead.
What?
I killed him. I was going to end it all, and everything spun out of control for me. I drowned Butters in the car, Chris.
Such a fucked up thing.
So fucked.
He then agrees to cover the murder up, and they tell the press that Butters was kidnapped by some Puerto Rican guy.
Any word yet from the man who took your son?
No, not yet. But if you're out there, we beg you. We just want our baby returned safely back to us.
Mrs. Dodge, what did the kidnapper look like?
Puerto Rican.
Was he tall?
Was average Puerto Rican height. Please just bring our baby back to me.
Well, that's me.
Average Puerto Rican height.
Average Puerto Rican height.
Just please bring my baby back to me. It's like Al Gore when he's delivering the eulogy.
Kid 1. Kid 2.
Kid 3.
Kid 3.
And of course,
Kid 4.
Kid 4. But I got Man Bear Pig. Yeah.
maybe I'll make a movie or something.
So as the media centers on the missing child case, the pair are inducted into a club, quote unquote, of people whose loved ones have been taken from them by some Puerto Rican guy, including Gary Condit, O.J. Simpson, and John and Patricia Ramsey.
It's so very hard to lose a loved one, isn't it? Yes, it sure is.
Thank
Oh,
goodness we have each other to share our grief.
Thank goodness.
Here he is. John, Patsy. Hello, Gary. Great to see you. Chris and Linda, this is our good friend, Congressman Gary Condit. He also lost someone close to him and thinks it has something to do with the same Puerto Rican guy that hurt our kids.
We're going to get that son of a bitch.
Yes, I sure hope we do.
I spoke with the FBI, and some Puerto Rican guy has just made their #1 most wanted. Oh, good. Maybe now they'll catch him. Oh, here's another member of our support group, OJ.
Hey, guys.
Chris, Linda, you know OJ Simpson.
Oh, sure.
OJ's wife was killed by some Puerto Rican guy, too.
No.
Yep, it was some Puerto Rican guy, all right.
So you see, Chris and Linda, there are people like you all over the country who've been affected by some Puerto Rican guy.
Hey, let's make Chris and Linda an official part of the group.
Yeah.
All right.
One of us, one of us. Google gobble, Google gobble. One of us, one of us. Google gobble, Google gobble. One of us, one of us.
What, Joe?
I would just like to say I didn't know until this episode that O.J. Simpson's son was Puerto Rican.
Interesting.
When he says, "Oh yeah, my wife was killed by some Puerto Rican guy," I'm just going into the whole O.J.'s son did it theory, but that's another. That's for the conspiracy horsemen.
There you go.
I didn't know who the fuck Gary Condit was, so I'm looking you up, and it's appropriate that they use.
Oh yeah, it was totally topical at the time.
Did you just inhale helium?
Did I?
I don't know. Second there, you're like, I don't know how Gary got on it after he started. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
It was super, super topical at the time, which I'm sure we'll touch on in pop culture and trivia and everything. And I mean, the intern was, never mind. I'm not going to get into that because I'm just going to look really bad.
It was, in his case, it was an El Salvadorian who was apparently accused or charged in his case. So I guess
some Puerto Rican guy is actually in reference to a case from like the 80s or something that they don't have the parents for in the episode.
Let's wait till we get there. Let's finish up the episode.
Yeah. I know. I'm trying, dude. I'm sorry.
You can't. Don't take it personal. Calm down.
Oh, it was America, bro.
Yeah, sure. Shut the fuck up.
To switch down.
Hey, man, I didn't hear no bell. Butters goes on quite the adventure. First, he is picked up by a truck driver who is looking to get some poontang.
Yeah, I need some goddamn poon, too.
And so then my friend started hollering at me, saying, "You took my rubber bands." Well, I didn't take them. Craig did. I saw Craig take them. Anyway, boy, I sure am lucky you came along, mister.
Yeah, too bad you're not abroad, because I need some goddamn poontang.
Yeah, I could use some goddamn poontang myself right now. Oh, it sure is, Craig. I'm going to Bennigans tomorrow night with my family. Oh, I can just see it now. We'll walk in the front doors, and the nice Bennigan hostess lady will take us to our cozy booth. Then we'll order some mozzarella sticks for appetizers. Dad will open his present, and Mom will open hers. And then the Bennigans waitstaff will sing, "Happy, happy anniversary from everyone at Bennigans. Happy, happy anniversary from everyone at Bennigans."
That song is so great.
So after annoying the truck driver so much, he pulls over and kicks Butters out. Has to take his way on foot. So Butters then attempted to call his parents from a strip bar, which I don't understand. First, he gets into the gay bathhouse, or
right,
and then now he's in a strip club. Like the fuck is going on, dude?
Butters
Where
can
were
do whatever he wants, dude. Just Butters. Everyone knows.
I need his fake ID.
Right. But Officer Barb Brady wouldn't let him through because he's a fucking idiot. Following this, Butters ends up stumbling upon a mechanic and asks for help.
Sir? Hello?
Yeah, what can I do for you?
I have to get to South Park. And if you give me a ride, I can pay you the $4 I made at their titty bar.
Sorry, well, I took the car to Estes Park for the weekend. Won't be back until Sunday.
Oh, back on Sunday,
I can give you a ride Sunday if you like.
I can't wait till Sunday. I'm meeting with my family at Bennigans tomorrow.
Well, then, looks like you're walking.
Will I get to South Park if I follow this road?
That road leads to Conifer. You want to go to South Park,
you got to go down that rod. Of course, I ain't never seen anyone go up that rod. 6 years ago, a group of campers went up there and got lost. Had to eat each other to stay alive. Used to be the way to the O'Reilly house. He butchered over 50 children and kept their bodies in a cellar. But you should find an old bridge about halfway up. That bridge is cursed, you know. They built it with the bones of 200 Chinese laborers who were massacred. Yeah, a lot of history on that rod.
Yeah, oh,
A lot of history on that rod. Yeah.
about the bridge on 200 bones of Chinese laborers.
After all of this adventures and avoiding death, Butters finally returns home.
No, Linda, because you can't now say that the abductor was Costa Rican. You have to learn to keep it straight.
Great when you keep inventing new parts to the story.
Hey, don't forget that I'm covering for you.
Don't forget your lies started all this.
My lies may have been deceitful, but your lies cover up something much more horrible than anything I ever did.
Happy anniversary!
Not now, Butters.
Oh, all right then.
Butters? Oh,
Son, I
Butters!
don't believe it.
Oh, I'm sorry. The car just rolled into the lake and then floated all the way down the river. I tried calling home, but it didn't work.
Back!
I ain't grounded, am I?
No, Butters. Oh, son.
But when his parents begin fighting over which version of their story he must tell, he scolds them for lying and trying to teach him to lie as well. Deciding that he is right, they go outside and confess as to what really happened. They explain about Mr. Stotch by curiosity and affairs, Mrs. Stotch's attempted suicide, or attempted murder, and the whole cover-up. And it is only at this point that Butter realizes what actually happened and is visibly disturbed.
I'd been deceiving my wife for several months. I was going to gay movie and bathhouses and having sex with random men, complete strangers.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
And when I found out, I went crazy and I drove my son into the lake to kill him.
Kill me? Jesus Christ. Damn, dude.
So you see, there was no some Puerto Rican guy. He doesn't exist.
This is followed by a lengthy scene in which Butter's father repeatedly screams about slimy scumbag liars and murdering murderers, while the camera cuts to blank but smiling faces of Condit, Simpson, and the Ramseys, implying that they themselves are guilty of the loss of their own loved ones.
Brian, some of you supported us. Some others were looking at me and thinking, "You're a liar! You're a liar! You know something that you're not telling us, you slimy scumbag liar!" You know, that's what people would say to me. And then people would see my wife in the supermarket and they would say hello, but they'd be thinking, there goes that murderer! You got away with murder, you murdering, lying waste of life! And to me, people might say things like, "Liar! Tell us what you know, you goddamn liar!" And so to both of us, people all over town would be saying things like, "You know goddamn well what happened to your kid, so stop acting like victims and confess, you murdering murderers! Confess! Liar! Confess!"
I fucking love that in this part of the whole episode.
Yeah. And like you can hear that it like Trey pretty much drops like any voice, and it's pretty much Trey just yelling.
Liar!
Butters, having been completely ignorant of the truth, are aghast and deeply traumatized when Stan, Kyle, and Cartman, recovering from the loss of their friend Kenny in the previous episode, look at him in shock. He attempts to respond with a joke. He then explains to the boys that while the knowledge of what really transpired is horrible and his faith in the inherent goodness of truth is shaken, he is certainly a delicious meal at Bennigans will get him feeling back to normal. "I'm gonna be okay." The boys are stunned and Stan asks, "Really?" To which Butters sadly replies, "No, I'm lying." He then leaves to join his family at Bennigans, and the season ends with one more round of the theme.
Wow, dude, your dad's a perv and your mom tried to kill you. Yeah. Boy, you fellas sure are gonna rip on me in school now. We sure are.
Yeah.
I really wish I didn't know that stuff. I guess I learned that sometimes lying can be for the best. Yep. Oh well, when I have a Chipotle blue cheese bacon burger at Bennigan's, I'll forget all about my dad being queer and my mom trying to kill me. I'm gonna be okay. Really? No, I'm lying.
Let's go, son.
Coming, Dad.
Everyone knows it's Butters.
That's me.
And we'll be right back with the word from our sponsor. Yo, what's up, guys? Check out our fancy dancy stonerific threads here that we picked up from thebakedboysclub.com, our brand new sponsor. We're sporting them. Joe over there is always fresh looking. I mean, Joe, how fresh is that shirt?
It's fresh.
That's fresh. And then you got Tom Bout Scoop here, Ian. I mean, he's looking pretty saucy, or as they like to call it, the Versaucy t-shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this guy. He's just a sexy beast with that t-shirt. And of course, I've got the amazing NES shirt here. So guys, to get this great apparel, visit thebakedboysclub.com, use the code SUCKMYBALLSPOD, and you'll save 15% off your order. So not only can you get baked, but we're gonna save you some money so you can continue to get baked. So visit thebakedboysclub.com, bakedboysclub.com, use the code SUCKMYBALLSPOD. Baked Boys, not just a brand,
Not just a brand.
It's not just a brand.
it's a lifestyle. All right, once again, thank you to our sponsors, thebakedboysclub.com. Use the code SuckMyBallsPod and you'll save 15% off that order. Baked Boys, not just a brand, it's a lifestyle. Joe, take us through some of the trivia and let them know.
All right. When this episode reruns and on streaming, most of the background music is missing for unknown reasons. The original version of the episode, as it aired in 2001, with all background music, can only be found on the season 5 DVD box set.
That's where all the clips are from the original. If you listen to our show.
This is the first episode with Butters' name in the title. Although Steven Stotch demonstrates obvious homosexual tendencies in this episode, having had several sexual encounters, he is horrified by the possibility that Butters might be bi-curious in the later episode Cartman Sucks. However, at the end of that episode, he admits to being a little bi-curious as well, implying that he has not fully gotten over his time of man-on-man sex.
He never gets over
it. While in the bathhouse, looking behind doors for his father, Butters hears Mr. Garrison, albeit it is unclear that he recognizes him. Well, or Garrison recognizing Butters anyway. I'm fairly certain Butters recognizes. This is one of the few episodes to not start with the South Park theme song.
The
Go ahead.
The only other one besides this one was the Pip episode up to this point.
Right. There are a few more after this. This is the first appearance of Mr. Slave, although we only see a part of his body. After Butters leaves the sauna where Mr. Garrison is, he opens a room with two guys, one of which is Mr. Slave, who is quite recognizable by his voice.
Part of his body, it's funny.
The throne's taken.
Throne's taken. Oh, sorry, sir.
Right, and Butters is totally cool with it. He's not like, whoa, what's going, oh, okay, sorry, sirs. The ticket person at the White Swallow sounds very similar to Mr. Kim.
Yep.
During Steven Stotch's confession, he goes off on a tangent that involves yelling murderer and liar while the camera pans over OJ, the Ramseys, and I think he was Congressman Gary Condit, though it lists him here as Senator. A similar gag was employed during Jimmy's lesson speech at the end of Up the Down Steroid with McGuire, Giambi, and Barry Bonds.
Jimmy.
That's right. That's Jimmy.
That's right.
That's Jimmy.
You be
Matt Stone.
you pussy. You gonna knock me out, you pussy.
Jimmy, what's wrong with you?
Jimmy, are you masturbating? You could tell me if you're masturbating.
Oh man. Matt Stone and Trey Parker later admitted that they actually felt bad and regretted the way they parodied Gary Condit and the Ramseys. I don't know why.
I don't know much about Gary Condit, so I'm not going to judge, but fuck the Ramseys.
Gary Condit basically was hooking up with an intern, and the intern very conveniently disappeared.
Oh, so she was part of the Clinton kill list?
Possibly. It's just start looking up Chandra Levy.
I don't want to get us on the kill list.
Yeah, Chandra Levy.
That sounds like the kill list. Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. The gas station that the old man runs is similar to the one Butters and Craig ran into in the the one they ran there in Wacky Molestation Adventure.
Spaceman Butters.
Although this season did not have a Christmas themed episode, Jingle Bell Rock can be heard playing in the Stotch's car as Linda drives Butters to the river. That's actually one of my favorite moments in the episode. None of the boys have major roles in the episode as they only appear near the end. Kyle never speaks in this episode. Stan's question of Butters was missing when Steven and Linda are making their announcement suggests that the boys do not even care about him, which is later confirmed in the season 15 episode, Last to the Mexicans, where none of the boys are aware of Butters getting lost. And this, of course, is the first episode to directly focus on Butters.
I am the last of the Mexicans. That's funny. We did it at the same time. It's good thinking. So yes, that's your trivia. Let's all get into the pop culture. Caricatures of John and Patricia Ramsey appear in this episode. They were indicted by a jury in Boulder, Colorado in 1999. In 2013, those files were made public for the first time. They were officially exonerated of their daughter's murder by DNA in July of 2008. The real killer has never been identified. Now, I'm not saying they killed him. I just feel like they know something. Gary Condit was a United States congressman accused of murdering an intern with whom he admitted to having an affair with in 2001. He was exonerated of the murder of Chandra Levy in 2009 after another person was indicted for the death of Condit's intern. The person was convicted in 2010 and sentenced to 60 years in prison. Of course, O.J. Simpson, for our younger listeners, was a former actor and Buffalo Bills running back who was tried and found not guilty of the murder of his wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, lover, Ronald Goldman, in 1994. He was later sued by the Brown and Goldman families for the wrongful death and was awarded $40 million in damages. However, because of his bankruptcy, none of the money actually ever really, not a lot of money, I think maybe we saw $1 or $2 million actually went to the Goldmans. And while there are many theories, the actual case of Mrs. Simpson has never been solved.
And it's actually that civil suit, the wrongful death suit, that led to OJ's prison sentence, because it was his Heisman that got auctioned off to help pay the Goldman family.
Right.
And then that's what OJ was thrown in prison for, trying to get back when he strong-armed that guy in Vegas.
Right. So after finding out one of her husband's activities, Linda is now extremely delusional, painting over the family portrait with green paint. Butters asks if he should try to find out more about the present, and to which she brushes paint on his face and says, "I don't think Daddy's going out shopping. I think Daddy's going out wrestling again." This, of course, scene is very similar to the 1999 movie The Rage, Carrie 2, opening scene where Rachel's schizophrenic mother, Barbara, is painting the living room to protect her and paints her daughter's face in the same manner. The scene at the restaurant where the Simpson, the Ramseys, and Condit start chanting, one of us, gobble, 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 is an homage to the 1932 horror film Freaks. It's a pretty good movie. Saw that one.
Yeah.
It's great. The events of this episode parallel the well-publicized 1994 case of Susan Smith, who committed filicide by buckling her sons into the car seats and then letting her car roll off a ramp and into the lake. So, I remember that. I didn't know that was actually called filicide. That's interesting. Even though it is stated throughout the episode that maybe I guess that would mean like because it's a suicide, but it's not really a suicide because the babies can't kill themselves, but it is a suicide because she technically does. That's weird. Okay. So even though it is stated that throughout the episode the Puerto Rican man is responsible for the death, Susan Smith actually accused a black man of carjacking her vehicle and kidnapping her sons. Continuing on, there's a little bit more. The old man tells Butters how to walk back to South Park is based on Judd Crandall from Pet Sematary. This is who this little character is. He appears again in Aspen, telling the boys about the mountain, the K-13 mountain, of course, in Margarine, in which he convinces Mr. Stott to use an India paraground to attempt to resurrect Butters, who's thought to be dead at the time. He appears in Insecurity, in which he tells the man of South Park that used to bear that your milkman. You go to the store to get your milk. Then you got lazy and start having the milk come to your house. What you didn't know is the milkman was fucking your wife. So he tells them about the UPS man sleeping with their wives, just like the milkman used to, and instructs to get rid of them. He's also most recently appeared in The Damned when showing Randy the member berries. And he's got
Remember, Dad is dead.
Dad is dead. Remember, Stott, Dad is dead. When Butters is in the bathroom, the song It Feels So Good by Sonique is heard playing. Butters' parents meet the Ramseys at a buffet named I Am Siam, which is a reference to Sean Penn / Dakota Fanning's film I Am Sam, which premiered the same month as this episode. The book Green Eggs and Ham also did feature prominent in this film, which is where the title came from. When Butters stops walking on the creepy road, 3 laser dots appear on his forehead, forming a triangle. This is a reference to Predator, but the creature seen in the woods looked to be alien. And then there's only a couple things. I'll just finish this up. Continuity. One of the articles in the newspaper Mr. Stotch is reading states Taliban lifted. This, of course, is a reference to the comment Tally made in our previous review of Osama bin Laden has farty pants. And Steven in this episode is referred to as Crash. So there you go. Let's get into some of our top likes now. I'll start here. The Butters theme song. Obviously, I think we all love that song.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
It's the crux of who Butters is.
Who's the boy that can laugh at a storm cloud, turn a frown into a smile for free? Who's the kid with a heart full of magic? Everyone knows it's Butters.
That's me.
That's me.
That's me. Of course, I liked the scene where Butters is explaining to his mom. I don't think Dad was pretty good at wrestling, though, because the black guy in the gym had him pinned down for 15 minutes straight. Not understanding his dad was taking it in the butt. Of course, we kind of talked about Butters in the bathhouse itself with Mr. Slave and Mr. Garrison making cameo appearances, one by voice and one by part of his body being thrusted into. And then Judd Crandall there, the mechanic. And then Cartman at the end, of course, is when he laughs at Butters after he's saying, "You guys are going to rip on me now." Yeah. So I thought those were some of my tops. Joe, what was some of your tops?
The mispronunciation of John Elway and the correction by Butters in the theme song. He loves John Elway. That for whatever reason always gets me at that, and I was trying to get some things that you guys didn't already pick. The whole Jingle Bell Rock playing when she tries to commit filicide on Butters is it just like really added to it for me for whatever reason. And then at the end when Stan was like, "Wait, Butters was missing."
And then you also put confess.
Oh yes, confess, liars.
Lying murderer. You know something you're not telling us. Scoop, what were some of your moments there?
Pretty much a lot of what you guys have put. One that you did is when Butters is getting to explain everything. He asks, "Who's Jack?"
When your dad's jacking off in a bathhouse. Who's Jack?
Who's Jack? And then when his mom is taking him for a drive and everything, and he's just like, "Oh, I love a good drive."
I
And it's
love
like
a good drive.
She's trying to drive to take him to kill him, and he doesn't even know.
All right. Well, that's some of our top likes. I mean, I didn't really dislike anything. This is one of my top favorites. I'd say this is one of my top 10. Like this is probably my second episode with the top 10 that makes it. The other one being that was my third, I think, because I've got.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we've got 3.
Well,
I'm pretty sure we've got 3.
I've got Finger Bang, and then Scott Tannerman Must Die in my top 10. So then
Yeah.
this will be my third. So yeah, this is a top 10 for me. Scoop, top 10 for you.
Yep.
And Joe, it's your number 1.
Yeah, this is my number 1. We're coming up on my number 2 in a couple weeks. I think it's only a few weeks away. Yes. I was trying to be all like mysterious, but yeah, we're coming up. But
if you French fry when you meet a pizza, you're gonna have a bad
time. And I just
shout out to Andrew Soto, who we featured his music on. That he did a cover of Montage that again will be played on that episode.
And it's just, I mean, this episode doesn't do any one thing perfectly or any better than like any other episode before it or after it, but it just seems to be like the most perfect combination, most perfect storm of being topical while still having a timelessness, and then concentrating on character development and it just was kind of like a perfect storm for me.
All right, well, sounds good. Scoop, you have any final words on the episode itself?
This is probably a must watch, I think.
Must watch.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, obviously you have because you're listening to this episode. But if you have not, after getting into this whole podcast, we highly suggest you go and watch it. Well, guys, that's going to do it for another edition of
Suck my balls, suck my balls, my balls, my balls, suck 'em dry.
I'm your host on the scene where the air is clean, and I'm lighting up that green. Yeah, boy. MSG. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Matthew_Schaffer. Each and every week, I host a podcast called Light the Fuse. It's an AEW review with Chris Silvio and Ben Hameen. I also host a podcast called The One Up Rewind, where we review video game podcasts. So when you listen to this episode, who knows what episode number is out because I record that a little bit before this. So 4, 5, 6, go check them out on Hameen Media Group, The One Up Rewind. You can also check out patreon.com/StevieRayTV to get content from 10-time WCW Tag Team Champion, WWE Hall of Famer, Stevie Ray, as he goes live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night. So go check out twitch.tv/StevieRayTV, youtube.com/StevieRayTV, and patreon.com/StevieRay. Mr. Joe, what's going on with you?
Bill Cosby just got let out of jail.
Well, when we record this episode, it'll be 2 weeks late. Or 1 week.
Yeah. Well, but that's all I got.
Well, as we listened last week with the pudding pops, the pudding, you get to put it on the bus and you get to put it in an it's pretty nice. I like this. Thank you. Scoop. Any final words?
Scoop.
Suck my balls, suck my balls, my balls, my balls, suck 'em dry.
What is that?
It's my balls. God damn it, Carmen.
How would you like to suck my balls?
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was... How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Casey? Holy shit, dude.